Well, Monday morning, minus almost 36. Sun shining, at least. I'll just stay in the house and watch a few more videos. Well, good morning, everyone. It's a long weekend in February. It's what we call Louis Riel Day. He was our founding father of the province of Manitoba. All other parts of the country, I think it's Family Day or whatever province you live in. And apparently it's even President's Day, I think, in the States to our American subscribers. At any rate, happy holiday, whatever day holiday you're celebrating today. And this is the holiday I have. Trying to keep my face warm, if you can hear me. Right now it's minus 33. And there is a slight breeze to the northwest. The sun's out. It feels nice and strong. As long as you're out of the wind, you're good. So we'll get to the yard and we'll start feeding cows. And put these two guys in too. Well, we're just walking over to the yard there now. It's about a half-mile walk. Just get your fluids going, whatnot. But on these kind of mornings, that's about all you want exposed. Because she's cold. Got my big boots on. I don't know if you can see that. Heavy coat. All Arctic kind of gear. So we'll go walk to the yard and see how Mom and Dad are doing. And we'll go and start feeding cows. Well, we're in the front part of the shed where the front wheel assist sits here. It is insulated but not heated. And right now the temperature is that's in Fahrenheit, not quite minus 10. So that's what, 20 in the low minus 20 Celsius compared to 33, 35 outside. So, and I just got a text from my neighbor. He needs his propane tank cleaned out from snow. He's having propane issues, so I guess this afternoon will be, once we're finished feeding, we'll go and push some snow with the bucket. But first things first, we gotta plug in tractors because these will not start at minus 30. I guess we could if you wanted to do the epic cold starts and all that fun stuff with ether and that, but I'd just as soon not bother. I was gonna get this thing going today, but I don't have sides put on the tractor, and I think it's just gonna be too cold to start too many pieces of equipment up. Although it is insulated here, it probably isn't that bad in here either because we do have spray foam insulation on the walls and the walls and the roof, I should say. Not that roof, but then the lean-tos over there. So, and it's spray foam too. Okay, let's go. Well, the first order of business for Dad's house, unplug the stacks. As you can see, they frost up overnight with the cold, and so we got our calf hook here hooked onto a jug of hot water, and we'll go and thaw them out. That's what you got to do in the cold. Well, we got a couple of buckets in the wagon already. A third bucket's ready to go, and gotta go put my mineral in. And I don't know, this is a dumb move or not, but I always take the battery when it's severely cold like this. I always take the battery off the the wagon. I don't know, just so it doesn't get too cold, I guess. I don't know. Keep the battery kind of warm. Keep it out of the elements, because it just sits out on the side of the wagon. So I'll go put that battery on and finish loading. Well, just in true Michael's fashion here of everyday farming, I get sidetracked. I got a text from my postmaster, or postmistress. Let's get going here first. Okay. I got a text from her saying that I got a parcel in the mail that's marked liquid and fragile. Well, at minus 30 something, I said, could you put it inside? And I'm thinking, well, our post office is actually just over there, just past that bluff, a mile away. It's at Murphy Salvage. I figured, you know what, I may as well just go and get it right now. And I loaded my load to go to the young cows, so I was just redirecting my load to a different spot, and may as well go get the mail while I'm at it. Typical of my day. Well, we're where the young cows are. We're going to look for them. I'm letting the wagon mix there right now. They don't like mixing it. I got 6,500 pounds on this load. There's just about, I think there's about 125 cows here. So right now we're feeding about 50 pounds a day plus. And then Dad's feeding, I think last night he said he fed 4 bales to each herd. But some of that hay is pretty rough. I think for those of you that have followed the channel a little bit more, some of this hay that we are feeding, especially at this time of year, or this kind of weather, is pretty rough. So need some bedding for them. I see they're all out here. They're all kind of by that power pole out there, handful here. So I think it's safe enough to go to the tires that are out there. I think it's safe enough to go out there. There's lots of shelter here to break the wind. So the other group will have to just kind of find a better spot for them. So let's get them done. Well, wouldn't you know it, now the thing won't. I don't know if she's froze up or what. Doesn't want, the augers don't want to turn. Lifts up and down, but she won't want to turn. So I guess I gotta go out there and I guess I'm gonna have to go out there and dig it out and see what happens. Well, looks like this was my problem. Had some silage left over from last night, I remember. I guess I thought I had this right down. In fact, I think it was, because I had trouble opening that up this morning because it was kind of froze up. But then what silage was, I guess I didn't clean my augers out when I shut the gate, and there was some silage froze up right at the bottom, and I had to dig that out. But about 15 minutes of this BSing around and we're back in business. After a couple of hiccups, group number 1 is fed. Let's go check their water and then go home for lunch. Well, we're at the winter water site here, and I'm gonna bust the ice here a little bit. This trough, there's what we got, just overnight. This one here seems to freeze up a little more than the other one. Hopefully you see that. About an inch or so thick. Still got to come out and chop the ice, or pound the ice out every day. The other side will be the same thing. Well, we got load number 2 on the wagon. This time about just over 2,000 pounds. Sorry, there we go. Just over 2,000 pounds. We're going to feed the heifer calves that are over there. There's some bull calves in the yard. About 3 limping cows. And the herd goats. We're also going to be filling up some pails of oats to give to the calves. I guess with the calves we give about 30 pounds, I think it's roughly 30 pounds of silage each, plus, well, the heifer calves only get about 4 pounds of oats a day, and the bull calves I give them about a half a pail each, because I want them to gain a little bit more. So, and then there's a steer there I want to fatten too, a limping steer. It's not saleable, but it'll make good deep freeze beef. So let's get them fed up. For those of you that watch the channel fairly regularly, you know how we move snow, our different pieces of equipment. That's our box blade over there. And when I've had a chance, which maybe an hour or two here and there, I've been cleaning these pens out. As you can see, we have these movable panels to be able to do this, whether it's for cleaning manure or in this case snow. So I've pulled the snow out of this pen. I've pulled a bunch of snow out of here. And also piled some up over there because I'm going to use the snow blower next to blow it across over there to the northeast, just north of that barn. So, and I've got to get these other pens done up too. So there's Dad getting ready to go shred some hay. Kind of all over the place here today for feeding. Usually I feed the cattle in the yard first and then go do the west cattle, the mature cows, and then the young cows last. But the way the day has gone so far, well, I've had to do the young cows first, the calves next, the yard next, and then I'm going out west on the third load. And here's a place that I've started blowing the snow out and I just never had a chance to finish it. And I gotta do the pre-calving pen over there and plus the calving pen, pre-calving pen over here. So I've got my snow load here to deal with. So I guess I've got 6 more pails of oats in the bucket. We'll go feed the heifer calves and then the bulls. For those of you that are wondering why I'm paling it out to the and putting it in the silage with the calves, I'd like to first of all, it isn't enough to justify trying to put it through the mixer wagon. Secondly, I've been noticing the last number of years when we're not around your cattle enough that they get a little spookier and not as settled or a little restless. So if they get a chance to see some people every day, I like to see that. So it's more of a get up close and personal with them. Okay, off to the bulls. Windows aren't the greatest here, but they're fed. Okay, next load. Well, I got that load loaded, but I had to also go to the top there, and there's usually a crust, especially with this old silage all around. They come out sometimes in blocks like that or bigger. I do not put them in the wagon. What I generally do is I pick that out and I pile it over there. Is it wasted? No. Because what we'll do later in the spring when it thaws, we'll start, once this stuff starts thawing out, we'll just start mixing it in with some silage, or mixing it in, and we just use it up that way. So we'll get rid of these big blocks, close up our pile, and Go feed some cows. There's the rest of the cows. Well, this is what we do when we have to worry about deer destroying feed. We've had to go to the lengths of double stacking bales, and this seems to be working, putting this stand-up panel here, especially this particular one, because I welded that tubing on the very bottom, because I have done with pipe panels like that too without that, and the deer would go underneath that. But so far no deer have been going in. So we do have some second cut bales. I think those of you that follow our channel fairly regular do know that we have some second cut bales that we haven't done anything with, but so far there's only been about 6 deer that are doing some damage, and I'm just kind of monitoring that. We did stack them up so that they didn't get on top of the bales. They're just eating from the sides. So, but most times, especially with the silage, this is just a magnet for deer. So this is the lengths we have to kind of go to protect them from deer getting at it and destroying it. Well, we're out on 28 here with the other water site with the old mature cows. I'm just sitting here letting it mix here for the moment, because usually I let it mix as it's going across the field. I don't like mixing it before it gets here. Some loads I can get away with it, some loads they start spilling over the top. It just scatters all the way down. But I'm hoping Dad's coming with the bale processor, but I don't think he's going to be here in time by the time I'm ready to feed this out. So what we're going to do, we're going to check the water here first while we're here and let it mix, and probably pound some ice out as per usual, and then we'll go and just feed just over there. It's fairly well protected here. I don't like feeding them out in the open out there too much, especially on days like today with severe wind chills. So feed a little bit closer and up against trees if possible. Well, that was easy. No ice at all. Cattle must have been coming, or very little ice anyways. Just a little bit here on the outside to deal with. I don't know what it is, but these newer troughs don't seem to freeze up as much on the top, because I haven't really pounded the plus. Some days I've had to tap some ice out, but other days, mind you, come to think of it, we did feed close here yesterday because I had to bring a cow home, so they were probably close by where they were drinking more often and keeping the water hole open. So, and obviously there's enough sunlight to keep her going here. Dad, he put a tarp and looks like a sleeping bag around he got worrying about the batteries last night with this severe cold. So there is insulation inside the box, but he decided to put a little extra, so doesn't hurt, I guess. Everything else seems to be going. So, well, I think Dad's coming there now. So what we're gonna do, we'll wait for him to come, and then I'll let him shred ahead of me, and then I'll dump the silage on top of the hay. So that's what we'll do. Something a little different. Well, Dad decided to go out here. I guess there's adequate protection. Can't see him at the moment. I'm trying to catch up with him. This old stuff is pretty dusty. Cows are in tow here, running like crazy. They're not starving to death, that's for sure. Okay, I'll see if I can catch up to them. Looks like he's going to feed 3 bales here today. see the hay is pretty brown. Year-old stuff that was put up late. There he goes. Not worried if they waste some of this. As you see, not the greenest hay in the world. It's actually not bad out here, especially in the sunshine. Northwest wind, so there's windbreak over there. Okay, we'll go and spread some silage on top. Well, it's 5:30, 5:45. Got the changed to the big bucket, went to the neighbors, got his yard cleaned up, come back. It's 5. It's too late to do any more moving snow, so I changed the buckets back, put her back in the shed, plugged into the timer. Ready to go again for another. That's the way it shapes up some days around here. I was hoping to get some more of a snow push, but that's just the way things go. You have little problems. So on that note, I think I hear Dad's back with the truck, so I'll get him to give me a ride home. This way I don't have to walk. Nice. So on that note, we're gonna end the video, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, of course, comment, and looks like 2 or 3 more days of minus 25 for a high and 35 for a low, so stay warm. Thanks for watching.